When you're ready,
Yep.
off you go.
Alright. So, the name of my current project is going to be Dread. It's a work in progress name because I'm not 100% on it. I'm going to be the director. See, my main focus is going to be on cinematography, so hopefully that will come well enough. Right, the premise of the entire film is a fantasy-based film, as per my fandom. The main story is a sellsword has been hired by a criminal gang to go retrieve a magical item power, which is currently being held up to armed couriers. We begin the story at the opening shot with our courier settling down for the day in a rest area and getting ready to move on to the next day, whilst our main character is onlooking from the distance while staying hidden. The story leads to our main character eventually retrieving said item and then putting them into said dream state or nightmare sequence within the film. Research, and this is a bit blocky so I apologise.
Okay.
The current popularity for the fantasy genre has never been bigger since it existed. With new communities being built for young people to help express themselves and for learning social skills, I feel this is a big opportunity to inform and entertain said people more about where they can go and get this own experience for themselves. Recently, a self-started funded Kickstarter began a little over a month ago to raise money for a new show based in the Dungeons and Dragons sort of era, world sort of thing. From the passion that people wanted to see this thing, I think the original goal was 750,000. In over that time, they raised 11 million easily. And because of this, I believe there is an opening in the market and a potential want for such films such as mine. Adding to this film that there would be a vast audience as the genre has been around for such a long time. For research for the Dreams and Nightmares bit, I've learned that there are different issues that people obviously have with trying to get to sleep and while sleeping, such things as insomniac. I'm thinking of hopefully embedding this into the character just before we go into the dream sequence or showing signs of said insomnia whilst we're in there. So, my platform is hopefully to release it on such things as YouTube, Amazon, Netflix. Reason being is that over the last few years, the way we watch things has changed dramatically, especially over these last few years. With YouTube also having the option to have added tags, so you can mention certain words, certain genres, certain themes, that can hopefully plug it into people's subscription boxes or options that are recommended, so that way viewings can get a bit more of a boost and it can be put into the hands of people who are into the fantasy genre. Our characters in the world that it's set in. We have our main character, Helena, who is a sellsword assassin. We have the two couriers, lovingly named Nigel and Johnny, which just come up with random side bits. The world set is a typical fantasy world that you'd see in any day-to-day fantasy genre, with forests, grassland, and typical medieval villages made finding films such as Lord of the Rings. Due to time constraints and money, we're not going to see that in the actual film, as it's going to be mainly taking place in the courier's camp. But such things of how far they are away and names will be mentioned in dialogue.
Okay. In terms of your fantasy genre, where are you thinking about shooting this?
In a field or sort of recreational park such. One example I have is like Highlands, once getting permission, or I know a few people who actually do LARPing in spaces which they have been allowed to go and camp into.
Right.
I'm currently in talks with trying to talk to them and say, hey, can I come down and have a look at maybe where you play your stuff? Because they hire the places out for a whole weekend, if not longer. So they've got all that space, all that potential equipment I can hopefully and kindly ask to use myself. And then I've got that space that is also legally being able to use, and then I can just get that permission and hopefully film it. So.
Okay. Okay. Target audience?
For people around about my age or your age, actually, because the fantasy genre, as we know, has been around a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, with new communities, people who are kind of in preschool or just coming out of that at the moment are being introduced to this sort of thing right now, and it's helping them learn, like I said, social skills and interactive skills, and somewhat math-based learning skills as well. So, and their own creativity is being brought into it as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.